to another interesting class. Today's topic is on batik. What is batik? Batik is the production of fabrics using wax to control the flow of dye when dyeing. Here are pictures of already designed fabric using batik production. The first material you need when producing a batik is a plain material. As you can see, after this plain material has been spread out, you create your motif and design or even patterns on them using either pencil or the candle wax. Then after doing that, the next thing is to mix your dye substance using caustic soda and hydrosulfide. Here is a good example of liquid dyes that you can use for fabric dyeing. Then after that, the next thing, the primary principal material is candle wax. Try to melt your candle wax on the flame, making it a liquid as you can see right now. Then you apply this candle wax on the drawn fabric. Then after applying the candle wax on that, then you put on your hand gloves. Put on your hand gloves. Your hand gloves are the next pictures you'll be seeing right now. Yeah, this is how your hand gloves look like. You put them on to protect your skin from the effect of the chemicals like caustic soda, hydrosulfate, and even the dye staining your skin. And here is a good picture or example of hydrosulfide and how they look like. They are coarse when you feel them, and they are a little bit harsh on the skin. So that is why you must put on hand glove when working with them. Here are good fabrics that have been designed using candle wax resistance. Here is a clip on production of batik.
I am in her workshop. She is showing me some of the design that she has. If you're making a batik, what you have to do, get a foam, draw any design of your choice, and then cut it out. Depends on the design you draw on the foam, that is the design you will get. She is also showing me right here. You can see the design she's showing me. This design, I cannot use it because it belongs to someone else. It's like a logo, so you can't really use someone else's logo. So she has so many designs, and you can see a lot of foam right here. And I went ahead and I asked her what is the best design for me to use. She said that she has so many designs, I just have to choose the one that I like. So and I went ahead and I choose my design. This batik that I'm making, I choose 3 different kinds of design. This is one of the design. My daughter chose 2 and my husband choose 2 design. The next thing that you are about to see is a pot filled with liquid wax on the gas cooker, and it's very, very hot. And the color have also changed because they use it all the time. They dip the foam inside and the color will definitely change. Normally wax is a white color. So she's putting on a dress to cover her made dress so that she doesn't want the wax liquid to stain her dress. This is a young lady that will show me how to make my own batik, and she will throw one of my design. That is one of my designs. So she's going to use the 3 design that I choose on this batik making. So she's explaining to me that the reason why the color of the wax changed. Normally the color is plain white because they use it all the time, and they will dip the foam inside, so that is why the color changed. So that is what she's trying to explain to me right here on this video that you're watching. So, and she's also telling me that I should leave the way because she doesn't want the wax liquid to also stain my dress. And she also went ahead and explained to the other young lady how she's going to put the design together, because I choose 3 different kinds of design. So she's explaining to her how she's going to put the design together. First, she will use the big ones for the first layer, and she will use the middle one for the second layer, and she will use the heart design in between the second layer. You will see how she will put the design together. Is really beautiful. My daughter was the one that started making her batik, so she's showing her how to put the foam on the fabric. She chose this animal design. You can see that because she loves animal. So she's going to put it like this all the way down to the end. You don't squeeze so hard, you just squeeze gently. So she's putting it all the way down to the end of the fabric. And I am also doing mine. I don't squeeze so hard, you just squeeze gently. I'm also going to put it all the way to the end. So once I am done, I will pass the foam to the young lady. The next thing that you're seeing right here is a very long wood. This wood, they use it to separate the design because they don't want the design to be messy. So they will put a wood to separate the design. So this is what she's doing. She's dipping the foam inside the wax. This is the second design that I choose. So she's just showing me how to put the design together. So she will also dip it again, shake it out, and she's going to pass the foam to me, and I will start doing it myself because I'm here to learn how to make my own batik in the future, and I will also do my own design instead of making someone else design. This is the most reason why I am here in Ghana, to know how to make my own batik. So I will just keep doing it all the way to the end. You can see the gap in between this fabric. I'm going to use the hard design to fill it up. You can see the hard design is so beautiful. Oh my God, it's so cute. I'm going to put the hard design in between all the way to the end. Once I am done putting the hard design all the way to the end, so she will go ahead and put a very long wood that you see before. Then I will start from my first design. This is my first design, and I will continue putting that design from there because the long wood is to separate the design. This is how it will look. I will just continue doing it like that all the way to the end. Don't squeeze the foam too hard, just gently. And my daughter already finished making her batik. You can see it's really beautiful. She's so happy about it. And then she will go ahead and explain to my daughter that once you're done making your batik, the foam, you can see the design, do not put the foam upside down, because once you do that, because the wax, it will become so hard that it will rip off the design. So make sure the design part is facing up. So this is my last design that I'm doing right now, just like before, and then I will fill it up with the heart design. I am almost done making my own batik. I am so proud of myself, and I am so happy about the batik making. The next thing that you are about to see is 1 meter of fabric, that is 1 yard. She sprinkled water on the fabric, and she's showing me how to squeeze the fabric together, because we are going to put a dye on this fabric. So you can also see that first thing what she did was put a plastic bag on the floor, because we don't want the dye to mess up the whole floor. So I'm trying to squeeze the fabric together, and she will go ahead and put more water on the fabric, because why she's putting more water, so that when we put the dye on the fabric, it absorbs the dye. So she will put more water, and then I will do that all the way down, and my husband will do the same. My daughter will also do the same. The next thing that you're about to see, she's mixing a dye to pour on the fabric. So she's going to mix 3 different kinds of color, because I choose a different color. Right now she's mixing a purple color. So when you're mixing a dye to pour it on your fabric, or any dye that of your choice, any color of your choice, make sure you use warm water and pour the color on the plastic bucket, and then she will add caustic soda and hydrosulfide, so that when she's done mixing the color, when you pour it on your fabric, it stays. It will not run out when you're washing your fabric. So that is what she's mixing. So she has to mix those two chemicals to the color. So she will mix 3 different kinds of color, because my color is different and my husband's color is different. The next thing that you are about to see, we are going to start to dye the fabric. She poured the dye on a very big bowl, and then she will just keep matching the fabric, make sure the fabric soaks a lot of dye. Then she will pass the glove to me, and I will keep doing the same thing all over again. So I want the fabric to soak a lot of dye. After that, she will take the glove from me, and she's going to hang the fabric, because we want the dye to dry a little bit on the fabric before we go to the next step. So she will just keep hanging the fabric. The next thing that you are about to see, she's mixing another dye. In this dye she's mixing, we are going to pour it on a different fabric, the fabric that we squeeze with our hands and we just left it on the floor. So those fabric has no design. So this is the dye, the color that she's mixing. We are going to pour it on those fabric. Once she's done mixing, the young lady will take the dye from her and a spoon and just go ahead and pour it on the fabric gradually. That is what you're seeing right now. After she's done doing this, then she will go back again and mix another color of dye, and then come back again and do the same thing that she's doing right now. So you will see it right away. So as you can see, she's putting more dye on the fabric. She will do the same for each fabric. After that, she will leave the fabric on the floor for about 10 to 15 minutes, and then she will hang it on a pole so that it will dry for about 10 to 15 minutes. After that, they will take the fabric from the pole and put it on a big bowl and wash out the dye. So when you're washing it out, make sure you're using a cold water. In case you want to make the dye like this for yourself, or you're making it for your loved ones, make sure you wash it out with cold water. The next thing that you're about to see, the batik that we make before, she will put it in a pot of hot water because we want to remove the wax. We want the wax to melt out completely. The next thing that you're about to see, she will pick the fabric from the floor and put it inside the pot because the water boils for a long time. So you can see that she's using stick to turn the fabric all the time. Afterwards, she will remove it and then put it inside a cold water. So this water is on the big bowl. This is how it is, and then she'll put the second fabric and the third fabric, and she will repeat the same process. So while she's washing it, she wants to wash it. We don't want wax on the fabric. I have bought tie-dye market, and there was a lot of wax, so I have to wash it before making a dress with that fabric. So she said that is not a good way to make batik. The next thing that you're about to see is a wax on the surface of the water. So this wax, after she finished, she will throw it away. So right now she's washing the fabric over and over again. While she's washing the fabric, because sometimes you buy a fabric and you wash it one time, you just see all the dye will just disappear. So this is why she wants to wash the fabric, and then you will see how beautiful those batik really looks. So she will continue washing the other fabric that will put a dye on the floor. So this, we didn't put this one on the pot of hot water, we just washed this one with cold water. So this is the final look. She's the lady behind all these beautiful